Subi's Wildcats do it again. They take down Texas Tech in this game, 86-80, high scoring game, really fun basketball game in this one. Caleb Love, Mr. March in some circles, if you ask the right folks. 27 points. I believe he had 17 points in the first half of this game. He goes 5 of 8 from three. Just a really, really good game from him on both sides of the ball, I thought. High level game from Arizona in this one, took care of the basketball, only had 9 turnovers in the game. Um, Credit to Texas Tech. Texas Tech now, they were without some of their players in this basketball game. They sat Chance McMillan, they sat Darion Williams. JT Toppin, I guess, had like an illness thing, like threw up in a trash can. I don't know what was going on. But in any regards, Arizona was able to pull off the victory in this game, 86-80. They now advance to the Big 12 championship game. Subi, I'll throw it over to you first. Talk your stuff.
Oh yeah. All right. So let me go ahead and be egotistical for a second. Patrick Mahomes, come here. Michael Crabtree. I remember when you got your chain snatched by Aqib Talib. Come here, give me that chain. Davide Moretti, one of my favorite players for real.
what a
I don't know what.
what a
Da-
shout.
yeah. Who else? Who am I missing? Are there any like NBA tech players that
Let's
I'm
not
missing?
talk about let's not because a lot of those players ended me in the Final Four or with a chance to reach the Final Four. So I'd rather not talk about it. But shout out to Mooney. I know there's a guy with the last name Mooney with double wrist tape.
Wasn't it Jake Mooney?
Jake Mooney, Jarrett Culver.
Jared Culver?
God,
Yeah. I'll stay away from basketball. So I got Patrick LaVon Mahomes. You know what? I'll go after Brittany Mahomes too.
please.
Brittany Mahomes, hold that. Look, it was a really nice win. And then what was the other thing I was gonna do, man? I was really upset. Oh, you know what? That's what it was. This Big 12 shit is easy. Let me tell you, this big two stepping into your conference,
That
finishing
is
top three.
that is crazy that y'all let the new kids on the block just show up to Kansas City and just walk in your tournament and take over your tournament.
That's right. To
Truly.
Going to the Big 12 title game. Here's what I'll say, man. Tommy Lloyd might be a Mount Rushmore head coach if all that mattered was conference tournaments. That guy gets it done in conference tournaments. Now, I know people are going to be like, God, Tommy Lloyd stinks in the NCAA tournament. He lost to Princeton, like he lost to Clemson. Like it's not lost on me, man. But his conference tournament record, for some reason, is pretty dang good. Uh, I'll take a step back. That was me being a complete jerk. But at the end of the day, I do think Arizona was the beneficiary of Darion Williams being out, Chance McMillan being out. But here's what I will say: those guys ain't stopping Caleb Love when he was on tonight. All right, like Caleb Love, nobody was stopping Caleb Love tonight. And I'm a big believer, Cart. Write this down. This is life advice for folks. When you can gloat, do it. All right. And I do that with Caleb Love. Tonight's my night. I had a great night. I had a few great nights. He's a first team all Big 12. I know that upsets some folks. Call your mother. I don't give a damn. Tonight's a night that we celebrate Caleb Love, and I'm going to celebrate. I wasn't able to do it when he stunk it up against Duke earlier this year. There's a few other nights, but tonight is a night that I celebrate Caleb Love because that guy was on fire.
He was special in this guy. We came in the preview and I asked you how many threes you need from Arizona to win this game. You asked for 8. You got 8 on the dot. 8 for 16, 50% from three. Caleb Love 5 himself. He was on one from the start in this game. He was incredible. He was hooping. That's what you get with guys like Caleb Love. He can do things like this. You know what I'm saying? And he was good on both sides of the ball. In going down the roster, once again, Vesar was massive tonight. That dude is so physical, so imposing with his size. I thought he had some really timely, like good pick and roll buckets in this game as well. Him and Jaden Bradley, and him and KJ Lewis had some really nice moments in that pick and roll. And I'm never gonna cop on an Arizona recap and or preview without discussing my dog KJ Lewis, because he's just the ultimate utility gamer. I want him on my team guy. Like 15 points in this game, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks.
Yep.
Like I don't know what else you want to be able to get off of a bench guy. It was truly, truly a special, just utility performance off the bench. And you talked about this Arizona team. kind of like what was the bugaboo of it? Not being able to get stops, or was it not being able to get stops or not being able to shoot?
Both. They also can't defend without fouling. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
What's
so well, and I'm not saying you necessarily defended without fouling in this game. You did foul 22 times. Texas Tech shot 30 free throws in this game,
Mhm.
but the I just continue to be impressed with the physicality of Arizona, and I was truly impressed with the offense as a whole because we came into this game and you said a big key would be them getting fast break points and or points off of turnovers. Texas Tech didn't really turn over the basketball in this game. This was a lot of like getting baskets in the half court. March Trey is officially here now. Like that's a thing. Like that's amazing until he goes against Houston, and then we'll kill March Trey. But March Trey is here for now. And look, this run for Arizona has been really good. Like I said in the preview, the physicality, the gamemanship of Caleb Love, I think it's really starting to show the physicality of the front court, and Tommy Lloyd's pulling all the right strings with this team right now.
Definitely. And KJ Lewis is interesting, right? I feel like when I watch him, maybe I'm just way too hypercritical. I promise I'm not a hater. I love you, KJ. But sometimes I'm just like, dude, stop dribbling the basketball or stop doing this. Or I'm just on pins and needles when he's trying
Treat
to
my
make a
guy like
play.
he's KJ Adams.
No, that's a national champion, man. I have respect for champs.
Okay.
But look, KJ, but then you look up and you're just like, dang, KJ Lewis was awesome tonight. And he was. And I'm an idiot for being so I don't know, on edge watching him play, but he was terrific. Henry Vasar, so I'm glad you brought him up. He actually had a rough go of it for majority of this game, but he finished super strong. And he did a great job on JT Toppin, who might have been ill. I don't do we know that, right? Like I know he puked and maybe inquiring minds want to know, but maybe it takes a 5-year-old to realize he was sick. If that's the case, fair enough. Like again, Arizona probably the beneficiary of that, but I don't know that 100%. And what I saw out on the court was JT Toppin playing ball and Henry Vasar doing a really good job D'ing him up. Again, I thought in the preview that Tommy Lloyd was going to throw bodies at him. Tobe Awaka was on him a couple times. Awaka had gotten into a lot of foul trouble,
Yeah.
and he has actually the last couple games.
Hmm.
But I think Henry Vasar finished the game really, really well. On the Tech side, I am very impressed with their fight, kind of reminiscent of Iowa State. Iowa
Yeah.
State was down two big time players, Tech down two big time players. Christian Anderson started the game off very well, and he had a sustained effort throughout. I thought Christian Anderson was terrific. Again, Bears repeating for the millionth time. That's a stud freshman, folks. And then Kevin Overton, career night. I wasn't that upset with all these guys Tech hitting threes. They started out 5 of 7, cooled off significantly, and then when they were making that run towards the end, they picked it back up. But Kevin Overton, Christian Anderson, salute to you guys, salute to Grant McCaslin and the Red Raiders for having a culture where I don't give a damn if you have 2 players out and one guy throwing up. We're gonna fight. Last thing I'll say about Tech though, left a lot of points at the line,
A lot of
man.
points.
JT Toppin started. This actually might have been the biggest signifier that he was sick. He got fouled, I think, 2 possessions in a row, went 0 for 4 to
Yeah.
start the game. That was kind of telling.
And they weren't close either. Like it wasn't just like they bounced. They were bad misses. They were bad misses in that game. And look, I'm a big Texas Tech fan, so like obviously the cards were somewhat stacked against them in this one, and for them to fight, not to hand out like moral victory trophies or anything like that, but for them to be down 2 of their better players, and then JT Toppin apparently having an illness or something like that. I was very impressed with their fight when they got down in this game too. Like they were down a couple times in this game. They just kept on coming back, kept on hitting, got some big time shot making from Overton, got some shots from guys like Kerwin Walton and Christian Anderson as well. I'm gonna be insanely annoying for next year's Texas Tech team
Oh yeah.
when Christian Anderson is like the guy on that team, I think possibly. And like Overton's a sophomore too, so maybe he has a bigger role next season. I talked about that in the preview as well. But I just one last thing about Christian Anderson. Christian Anderson is listed at 6'2", 165. He might be 165 with all due respect. And against one of the most physical teams in the country, in my opinion, he put in a 40-minute shift when his team needed him to. And he had some big time shots. And Obviously he struggled a little bit on the defensive end. I think that Caleb Love got the better of him here or there, but like also that's Caleb Love. There's a lot of people he'd probably get the best of, but just in general with this Texas Tech team, I think I feel the same way as I did about Iowa State. This team needs to get healthy,
Yep.
and they got something that could, possibly lead to a March run, but they got to get healthy to do so.
This is so brutal. The part of bars that people don't tell you about, right? Like, or not tell you about, but you just forget. I feel like I always forget because you're just like, oh hell. I mean, Duke is unbelievable. Cooper Flag rolls an ankle, and you're like, oh,
It
oh my
makes you
gosh.
makes you hate sports.
Yeah, but also it's just like, man, I totally didn't take into my calculus if Cooper Flag goes down,
Right,
right?
like that people don't like to address it, but that could easily happen, and it's even
Mm,
worse. And I hate being this guy. It's like
mhm.
these conference tournaments are so fun, like truly, like super super fun. They're not fun when you lose guys. Then you start saying like, "Oh, well, what the hell did I do this for? Like, why am I
Yeah.
even playing this conference tournament? Like, we just had a 20 game sample size, and I finished here in the Big 12. Do we really need to do it? Run it back again so someone can get a banner? We do because my team's still playing, and so, but I understand the other side of it.
No, totally, and it really stinks to see two great teams like Iowa State and Texas Tech having to figure out these injuries. I just hope that they are 100% healthy moving forward. I'll I'll leave you with this as it relates to Arizona because I got to get a little doomer stuff in, man.
Mm.
This team battling for 50-50 balls is wildly annoying and pathetic, dude.
Oh,
I
you are so greedy, man. You're
dog
you're you are harping on their battles
Carter,
for 50-50 ball.
Carter. Zero hands, like rock hands. Ball is just bad. Like every 50-50 ball somehow ended up with Texas Tech. And then they do get the ball, and it's like, here's the travel, or here is an awful outlet pass. The rebounding sometimes, yeah, maybe I am getting greedy. And it's not that I'm not crediting Texas Tech. That's a quality opponent. But man, like every time the shot clanged off, I was just like, oh, here we go. Who's going to get this ball? Probably Texas Tech. That's all I had to get out of my system, man. And you know what, though? I'm getting it out of my system right now because we're about to do a preview
Mhm.
uh, against a team where you better bring your hard hat.
Yeah, you're not getting any 50-50 balls, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
That's what it is straight up. But look, congrats to Arizona. You got plays on the court, got plays in front of you. Texas Tech still a really good team, and you have a chance to play for a Big 12 tournament title in your first year in the league. Couldn't ask for more, and you have a chance to earn it against one of the best in the league, one of the best in the country in Houston. So we'll have the preview for that game up on the channel. Be sure to tune in for every preview and recap of the Big 12 tournament with Subi and I. We got y'all covered.